name's Andrew Thomas, and I'm the project manager for the Water Sense of Urban Design and Sustainability at JJ Kelly Park project. It's been running for almost 2 years. We're 95% complete, all the infrastructure's in. We've just got a few administrative issues to deal with, but in a few more months we should see recycled water being delivered to 2 sports fields at JJ Kelly Park, the Vikings Rugby and Coniston Lions Soccer Club. It's been an interesting ride. We've had a whole bunch of issues, but more importantly we've learnt some very important lessons. I guess the first one is to get it in writing, as I like to call it, and that's about making sure that the project partners that you've identified as being important to certain deliverables within the project sign, say, a memorandum of understanding, which is a non-legal document, but it does, by doing that process, you allow them to understand what they're doing. It's clear, and if the worst happens, you've at least got something in writing that they said that they would do it. The other lesson is flexibility. It's important to understand that when you're doing projects that perhaps are a little bit different, that you need to be able to adjust to setbacks and perhaps change the project scope if that's necessary. The other one is planning. One of my favourites is planning. Always, if you're dealing with a new project, a project that's a little bit different or is complex, then perhaps a larger portion of the actual entire project should be devoted to planning. You could do a preliminary plan where you scope out all the issues that you might come across and what you expect it might cost. Then stop and make a decision about whether it's worth going forward. Then do a detailed plan, and then really nut out the costs, all the legal issues, and perhaps address as many of those as you can. Work out who your stakeholders and partners should be, get the MOUs done at this stage, all that sort of thing that takes place, and then stop again and decide whether or not you want to continue, and then go to the implementation stage if that's the case. Because once you get to that implementation stage, there's no going back, and that's when the big dollars start rolling in and rolling out. And the last thing, of course, is the project manager. Not in this particular project, I've been with it from basically the beginning of the implementation stage right through. But some of the projects I've seen, the project managers don't stay with the project because they're on short contracts. And that's not a sensible way to run the project, because if you haven't got continuity of project managers, then you've that knowledge walks out with them, and that can cause serious mistakes to happen or setbacks with the projects and cost a lot of time and money. And that's it.